The Multi-District Litigation, MDL, School Districts versus Social Media, by Ifhmalee and Aubrey. The Case Overview. In this presentation, we will be going over the case summary, the parties involved, key legal questions, key evidence, ethical dimensions, implications for social media, and an interview with the teacher, and the key takeaways. This is an ongoing case. More than 200 school districts have joined the federal multi-district litigation, known formally as MDL 3047, against the social media giants Meta, Snap, ByteDance, Google, and Alphabet in the Northern District of California. School districts are the primary plaintiffs, claiming that the social media giants have caused a youth mental health crisis, and they are seeking compensation for their mental health resources spent on this problem. The case summary. School districts, parents, and students have filed lawsuits claiming that the social media platforms have caused mental health harm to minors through intentionally addictive design features. The purpose of the case. Plaintiffs argue that the platforms intentionally use algorithms, notifications, and infinite scrolling to keep teens online longer, contributing to anxiety, depression, addiction, and self-harm, and in some cases, suicide. The current status of the case. Hundreds of lawsuits were combined into a federal multi-district litigation, the MDL, currently being heard in a U.S. federal court. This is the federal court of the Northern District of California. Parties involved in this case. The parties include Instagram and Facebook under their parent company Meta, TikTok under their parent company ByteDance, Snapchat under their parent company Snap, and YouTube under their parent company Alphabet. The plaintiffs are the parents and guardians of the children who have been harmed by social media, the students themselves who have been harmed by social media, local governments, government attorneys of multiple states, and, of course, the public school districts, who are the primary plaintiffs. Key legal questions for this case. Can social media companies be held liable for student mental health harms? This is the foundation for these lawsuits and what the Northern District of California Court will be deciding. Does Section 230 protect these platforms from these lawsuits? Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act of 1996 is a law protecting online platforms from liability regarding user activity. This, in simple terms, means that the platforms are not responsible for what users post. But because a majority of these cases are involved in the design and algorithm of these apps and not the user content themselves, it may not help this time. Did the companies engage in deceptive or negligent conduct? The plaintiffs argue yes, while the defendants argue no. Key evidence for this case. There is plenty of internal research about mental health effects with social media. Media use and screen time are associated with increased risks for children and adolescents, such as attention deficits, increased aggression, low self-esteem, and depression. From the American College of Pediatricians, 2020. The evidence of addictive design features, such as infinite scroll, which allows users to endlessly swipe down through content without clicking, from BBC in 2018. The algorithms themselves are designed to maximize your engagement and your screen time, with the algorithm learning your preferences and what you like, and showing more of it to you in hopes that you will stay on it longer. The algorithm gets more refined as you spend more time on the apps. The social media platforms are facing backlash for ignoring the expert warnings and evidence, citing the harm caused by their platforms and their designs.
Ethical dimensions. Who holds the power in this situation and who is harmed? Social media platforms hold the most power because they control the app design and algorithms, influencing how long users stay online. School districts face higher costs for mental health support, and students are harmed mentally, with links to anxiety and depression. This raises the question of whether companies have a moral responsibility beyond the law, since profit often outweighs ethics. Social media platforms' business models are a big part of the problem. They are designed to keep users active for as long as possible, which benefits the company financially. But prolonged use is often linked to declining mental health and shorter attention spans, especially for minors. This raises the question of where free expression ends and harm begins. When the platform's design causes proven harm, particularly to young users, regulations should be implemented or strengthened to protect them. If the plaintiffs win, social media companies could face financial settlements and be required to change how their algorithms work to reduce harm to minors. They might also need to implement stronger age verification systems and follow stricter regulations to protect young users. This graph shows how public schools are already providing more mental health services, highlighting the real-world impact of social media on students and schools alike and why these changes could be necessary. Holly Fitzharris was interviewed as an expert due to her teaching young children for over 25 years. She explained that students with high screen time showed noticeably different behaviors than those with less exposure, and she believes children should not access social media until at least 16 due to the risks involved. This highlights the real impact of early social media use on mental health and behavior, emphasizing the need for stronger age restrictions and platform-level protections. Takeaways. Social media companies should be required to protect minors if they allow them to use their platforms. This means implementing safer algorithms that reduce addictive features, stronger age protection to prevent early exposure, and full transparency about the risks associated with using their platforms. Effective regulation should prioritize the safety and mental health of young users over profits or engagement metrics. We're excited to support this project. Thank you.